Hello, I'm Chris, your host, and I have a question for you. If you were to continue eating lots of food, but you never went to the bathroom, and you fought the urge to go to the bathroom, so you just kept eating, but never went to the bathroom, what would happen? Well, in short, you would become, quote, full of blank, end quote. So maybe the main function of the human body is to take in nutrients and then expel the waste, right? And it's a flow, it's a process of taking in food, extracting out the nutrients, and then expelling the rest, the waste. That's the natural process. And that process keeps the body energized and clean and operating as it's supposed to operate. And if there was a person somewhere who refused to go to the bathroom and they were suffering with health problems and pain and developing certain terrible conditions, and if I told that person, well, why don't you just release and expel the waste? Of course, that person might disagree with me and fight me on that, right? Saying I don't have to do that. Who are you to tell me that I need to expel my waste? Okay. So this is obviously an analogy that I'm bringing up. The whole reason I brought up eating food and expelling waste is because it's an analogy. So the analogy is our minds. So we mentally take in a lot of information and impressions, and we have a lot of emotions after we take in information. And all these thoughts and emotions and impressions, they sort of build up. And if they just keep building up, they can really cause results that are not very good for the person. It's sort of like, I want to say like brainwashing yourself, because you just sort of continue wallowing in the same thoughts and impressions and emotions. So one of the fundamental practices of a true spiritual practice is a process of releasing or cleaning, where you can, it's very similar to meditation, but it's also very specific and directed by your mind, where you can sit down and close your eyes and just release all of the thoughts, all the impressions, everything and anything that you've accumulated in your mind or in your spirit or soul. You can just release everything. And it's a cleaning process. It's a releasing process. And it's amazing because I've done this for many years. And especially when I first began doing this cleaning process, it definitely takes several months let me say it this way. Within several months of me doing this cleaning process, it had a massive impact on my life. And it's had similar effects with everyone who does it. So this idea of releasing everything and just, basically releasing everything except for the pure divinity in your heart, right? Obviously that stays there. That's what keeps you alive. That's what makes you animated as a human being and all that. But everything else, all the impressions we've taken in, all the thoughts, all the emotions, everything, you can just release it and let it go and let the universe handle it. And then your mind and your spirit and your soul will be more of a clean slate. And when it's more of a clean slate, you'll be able to see things in the world for what they are, more objectively. And you'll be able to react to situations and people more objectively and less emotionally. And those things have a huge impact on your life in so many different areas. So this idea of releasing and cleaning, they're both the same idea. They're just two different words, really. So one of the ways you can implement this, one of the best ways actually, is when you sit down to meditate, you can spend the first 3 or 4 minutes doing this releasing exercise. So you can very consciously just allow everything to be washed away from you, just release everything. And of course, you don't have to specifically list the things that you want to release. In fact, you should not do that. You should just release everything in one thought or one act of will. Just release everything. And then have the idea that the universe is removing all that stuff from you or cleaning all that stuff away. And you can have that idea for 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning of every meditation. And then you can meditate, just meditate normally. And of course, if you have your own meditation practice, that's fine. Or my wife and I basically teach a method called lightness meditation, which is very simple. But you can use any method of meditation. Anyway, I didn't want this to be a whole description of meditation. I wanted to touch on the cleaning and the releasing aspects of a spiritual practice and how important it is. So if you're feeling in your life like you're overwhelmed, or you just have too much on your plate, or you have the feeling that life is just continually crazy, like it's just nonstop craziness all the time, and you never really get a break from that. If you're having those types of feelings and thoughts, I would suggest trying, this releasing technique before you meditate. And you can even do this releasing technique on its own. Maybe at the end of the day, the end of your work day, you can sit down and maybe do this releasing exercise for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and really just let everything go. That also works really, really well. So many, many people around the world for many years have been using this technique and doing this and really benefiting. And so I suggest giving it a try and let us know how you do. So you can send us a note, or on social media, you can share something or whatever you feel. well, that's the message for today. That's the idea I had in the meditation just now that I did. And just to let you know that I am meditating, and I'm streaming 2 meditations a day now. I'm still finalizing the times and the days and all that. But if you want to, I will certainly make an announcement here on this podcast when I finalize the schedule and everything like that. We stream at Pause Your Life. So pause your life, as in press the pause button. PAUSE. So pauseyourlife.org is the website, and we stream on YouTube and Twitch and DLive and Float. So anyway, soon I'll be announcing the schedule for meditation streams. I just wanted to give you a heads up. But I thank you for listening. I hope your spiritual practice is going well. There are ebbs and flows. Some weeks you'll be meditating every day and you'll be very sincere and everything will be going well. And then maybe for a month or 2, you do not meditate at all. And then you come back to meditation. There's no problem with this. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Just meditate whenever you want to meditate. And try to have some lightness of mind. And don't beat yourself up, and just realize you're being protected and loved from levels that we cannot understand. So don't beat yourself up. Just do it when you can and all that. Okay. I think that's enough. I will talk to you soon. I appreciate you listening, and I wish you the best in your spiritual practice. Okay, see ya.